Hello everyone and welcome to a new Dark Eclipse tutorial. In this one we're creating the Chidori. There have been many tutorials for it on the internet, but I'm doing it anyway. And I will also show you how to create the Kirin I did in my video, Kirin Real Life. So let's get started. First, new comp, and you should make this your video resolution. I'd rather drop my video in here, but since there's no footage, I'll just make this 960 by 540. And okay, call this Chidori, and layer new solid, make it black. Call this lightning, yes. And you can go with the generate advanced lightning. It's built in After Effects, and it's pretty cool. But I'd rather use the effect Sapphire render zap. And the reason why it's because it has a lot more controls on it, you know, thousands of controls here. Not thousands, tens of controls here, a lot of controls here, and it's pretty much cooler. I mean, you can make lots of bolts in the same layer instead of just duplicating the layer as a whole. So anyway, so I'll start by changing the color. Usual Chidori color. Glow width, decrease that a little bit, increase that, the glow bright. Okay, now let's go to the main effect. Okay, I can increase the bolts here, so I'll go up to 7, and the very end point, as you can see, it separates the bolts away from each other. Of course, the start XY and end XY, where the bolt starts and where it ends. It's the bolt width, as you can see. It's a lot better if it's thinner. Maybe at 3 or 2.5. Vary width is a really cool effect. It makes the bolt really chunky, but it looks cool. I think in the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, when Sasuke makes the Kirin and he has this small Chidori in his hand, I think it looks a little chunky like this. Anyway, so I'll leave that at 0 for now. The end pointiness is the graduation or the fading of the bolt in the end. Wiggle speed, how fast it wiggles. So at normal it's set to 1. If you RAM preview this, that's 1. If we make it slower, you can see it's slow motion. Of course, I'll leave it at 2. Jitter frames, basically when you set this to 1, it's really going crazy everywhere. Maybe some people like this. I don't like it to be smooth like that. So random seed, if you don't like how it looks, maybe change like that. Maybe it looks like that. Yes. Anyway, the wrinkle amplitude, it makes it wrinkly. As the name suggests. And this looks crazy by the way. Or you can make it like a spider web. Curving amplitude, I like this effect. I'd like it to be a little bit curvy. Yes. Branchiness, how much small bolts are coming from the main bolts. pretty much do whatever you want. You can change the length even if you want to animate the Chidori coming out from the core. In the when you put this on your footage, you'd have to keyframe the start XY and move this source with whenever your hand moves, and you'll have to do the same thing with the glowy source that we're going to make now. But instead we're going to do something clever. Not that clever. So I'll make a new layer, 960 by 540, make up size, whatever. Okay, and I will generate a lens flare. Well, this is the built-in lens flare in After Effects, and it doesn't look that bad, but I don't like it. I'm going to use the Video Copilot Optical Flares, and it's a really cool plugin by videocopilot.net. So, as you can see, it is for building flares. It's got lots of presets here, so I'm going to use the motion graphics cool flare preset. Okay, and whatever I'm going to do now applies to the lens flare, the normal lens flare also. So it doesn't matter, just it's a matter of your choice. So what I'm gonna do is I will just view those effects here, optical flares. Yes. Make some space here and go to the lightning. Alt click on the start XY, which is the source of our bolt, and this allows us to add an expression. This expression is like an order that tells After Effects to do something automatically without just keyframes or so. So what I'm gonna do is delete this and take the big whip and we're going to position XY of the optical flares. So now what this done is this tells After Effects that whenever this position changes, this position has to be the same. So as you can see, you cannot change the position here. So if I move the optical flare here, you can see that all the lightning moves with it. Looks cool. So that's pretty much it. Of course, you can increase the bolts, and you can also duplicate the layer. And let's solve this. And you can increase the bolts and decrease the length. Maybe increase the width, not that much. Low, bright, and the bolt width. Sorry, the vary width. So when we unsolo this, set this to screen, set this to screen, we have like a core for it, and we can change the random seed of this. Maybe increase the length a little bit. So as you can see, it looks really cool. Let me change this to screen. So now you have a core, you have some small Chidori particles and the larger ones. So this is basically the Chidori. You may want to go to the main lightning and animate the end XY. That it's your choice, it doesn't matter, but if you leave it like that, whenever this moves, the lightning will be like grabbed to the other end. Looks cool, but it depends on your opinion or your taste. Maybe if you want this to stay like that, you may want to do the same step we did here. Alt click and pick up the position of the optical flares. So that's basically it. Okay, now for the Chidori Nagashi. Chidori Nagashi, you basically want to do another copy from this Chidori and move it to the other hand, and you want to create like a blue layer on your character, and just make it around his body. Maybe change it to add or so, and play with the opacity and the feathering. Just like that. And of course you need to make some random lightning going around by itself. Oh yes, one more thing you can do is add the zap and put the start XY down, this up, increase the bolts, increase this a little bit, and you can just put this and make this go around everywhere, or just increase the jitter frames. So I think this would look cool on a person if you want to make the Chidori Nagashi. So we're now done with the Chidori. Let's go to another part, which is yes, we finished the Chidori Nagashi. Now we have the Kirin. So the Kirin, like a new comp for that. Kirin body. So the Kirin I made in my video is not exactly the same as the one in the anime. I made it while my character was holding the Chidori and the lightning going around the sky. I made a cutscene where the face of the dragon was like opening his eyes, and then the body of lightning coming down from the sky and hitting the ground. So that was exactly how I did it. So I recommend you check the video before you continue this tutorial. So Kirin body, and layer new solid, and call this lightning. Okay, apply the same effect, zap, and I'll put this here and put that here. Change the color to blue. Same steps as before. Decrease the radius. Increase the brightness. Maybe increase the voltage. So right. And just play with that, and then turn this layer into 3D by switching that cube. So now this layer is 3D. You can rotate it around. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go for the random seed and type time. No, instead we will so now if I duplicate this layer, you can see it doesn't come out the same. I made this 1 and 5. It doesn't look the same. So before we duplicate it, I'll go again to the wiggle speed and change this to 2.5. Okay, now I can duplicate this safely. And now rotate it, duplicate it, rotate it. Around that. You can see how it looks. Duplicate it. Looks like a star now. And now I'll select all of those, duplicate them, put them on top, and solo these layers. And I'll change the pan behind tool to put all the anchors. I hit A on the keyboard to bring the anchor points, and just make this in front of them. you can play around with that too. I'll just delete this camera, and I'll drop the Kirin body into a new comp, and this new comp should be the main comp with your video in it, or yes, with your footage in it. So I'll hit this key and this key. So now it's basically a 3D layer inside of a comp. So I can move all of them with the same gizmo instead of each on its own. One more thing, I will just go into the comp and turn the motion blur for all the layers and for the comp, and close that, don't need it now. And now I just want to animate it. Maybe hit B. What I did in the video is I just made it go down really fast. Like that. And you can see how it looks. You can do whatever you want with it. Just play around with effects, and now you got a really cool 3D body that you can fly around 3D space with the camera. Anyway, we're finished with that. Yes, one more step is the Kirin face I was talking about, and I forgot an eye here. So, what I basically did, made an eye. Great eye. I made an ellipse, and I just played with the mask. Like that. And go for the mask path, hit the clock watch, and move this keyframe a little bit, and now squeeze the eye out. Just make it like that. Yes, like that. And now move the cursor a little bit, and right when his eye is like that, add a keyframe, and then move it behind that other keyframe. So what this basically does is he opens his eye slowly and then whoosh, fastly, quickly, whatever. Keyframe. Select their class keyframe assistant, easy ease, or F9 on the keyboard. Can't do that, so stop the recording. So this is basically the animation. Now add effect, stylize glow, and make it alpha channel. Change the white to yellow. And increase the radius, and now duplicate the glow, increase the radius a little high, maybe in this 0.7. And now duplicate the layer, hit S on the keyboard to bring the scale, unconstrained proportion, type a negative behind that, and move it here. Also rotate that a little bit. Yes, like that. And we'll call this left eye. And that's basically the eyes. Looks cool. Okay, layer new solid. I'll make this fast. Lightning. Okay, effects, stylize, render, zap. Put this. Just increase the bolts. And drag this here. Drag that here. Very endpoint. Change the color. And the glow right. Glow. The wiggle speed also, maybe the curviness. And I'll maybe duplicate this, rotate her the other way, and change the randomcy. And I'll add both of those and put them below. Just this color is so. So yes, and now layer new adjustment layer. Put it below the eyes and above the lightning. Add an effect blur and sharpen radial blur. And change this to zoom. Yes, maybe. Shut this off for a second. Blur and sharpen CC vector blur and put it above. And just when it comes like that. And another adjustment layer. Also above that adjustment layer. Effect color correction curves. Revising this. Maybe add a glow. Not really that intense. And another adjustment layer above all of those. Effect, color correction curves. And effect blur and sharpen CC radial blur. CC radial blur. I'll select the all layers except for the right eye and the left eye, and hit T and keyframe the opacity. Make this 0. Make this 0. And right when he opens his eye, make it 100. Now drop it into a new comp, scale it up a bit, and add an expression control, a slider control, and hit B on the keyboard to bring the position. Alt click on the position, type wiggle, open parentheses, 5, comma, and parentheses, go back, and equip the slider. What's that saying is 5 times a second this thing will wiggle. The position of this will wiggle by the number of this. So it's blue now. We'll go right here. Slider control, zoom this. Like this, 60 or so. Okay, as you can see, it gets cut on the edge, so I'll add an effect, stylize, motion tile, and maybe 150 or 50, and mirror edges so that it doesn't fall. And of course, add motion blur and add motion blur. Don't forget to add a really scary sound effect. On my video, I added Predator War from YouTube. Just search for it. There's another one also. That was Hulk. Pretty scary, actually. So that's pretty much everything I showed you there. Chidori, Nagashi, the Kirin's body, the Kirin's face, and of course you can go to the Kirin's body, the whole comp, and add a stylized glow to it and increase the radius, maybe the threshold. Yes, maybe, just maybe. That's pretty much everything I know. The Chidori Senbon is not that hard. Chidori Senbon, simply create a new solid, go to simulation, CC particle world, and it's basically done. Just rotate this camera like this, and it's basically, and turn this to off, and it's done. Just change the color and decrease the birth rate a little bit, and I think it's done. Chidori sword. All you have to do is make like a white layer and draw a mask shaped like on how you want it to look like. So I think this goes for like a perspective like that. And now, and after you make the mask and animate it, and it's really stupid. The most annoying thing to do on After Effects is playing with masks and animating them. And after you do that white mask and animate it and finish everything in it, duplicate it, change the color to blue, feather out, and maybe change to add, then feather out that also. I don't know, so maybe just like that. And if you want anything, just ask in the comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and whoever's gonna dislike, okay, Jupiter 0x743 was here, and I am going out. See ya.